Hey guys, WildHeart here, and today we'll do patch 14.16 rundown to see what new we have in this patch basically, and to be up to date with the game. To be honest with you, I don't see any important buffs or adjustments or nerfs on paper right now before I went through the patch. However, I'm really interested about the items changes, because both Blade of the Ruined King change and Dawn Blade can be crucial, since on higher tiers of solo queue, those users of those items are very popular recently. I would say too popular, considering that we usually see mages and some assassins on mid lane, on top lane as well, bruisers, and recently ADCs were flooding all the lanes. So I think nerfing or actually at least adjusting those items to the level that they are going to be somewhat more balanced comparing to other items would be a better idea. Let's see. Matchmaking improvements. Recently we've been seeing a lot of player feedback around issues surrounding the balance of blue side, red side, and the overall balance. That's actually big truth for higher MMR lobbies, because in higher MMR lobbies sometimes the difference would go all the way up to 15%. So that's something that can kind of be a problem, I would say. 15% difference win rate based on the side is a big deal. So yeah, on blue side you would normally lose, on red side you would normally win in higher MMR lobbies. On lower MMR lobbies, honestly, it's whatever, because I feel like people don't utilize counter picks that well. I would say the main thing is counter picking, I'm pretty sure. Increased overall parity. Both teams should now have a more similar amount of players autofilled or placed into their secondary roles. This is a very good change as well, because autofilled players were getting in my games all over the place, and sometimes I had like 0 enemies who are filled to their secondary role or auto-filled, so this is a very good change. Reduce how large LP gaps could be between players in a game, that's cool too. Decrease the red versus blue side imbalance, especially in higher marks, cool. So basically this is something that you wouldn't really notice before Masters, so only like high MMR lobbies would notice the difference. Boosting and rank manipulation penalties. As of this patch, we'll be increasing the penalties for first-time offenders participating in malicious forms of rank manipulation, such as an account boosting, win trading, and de-ranking. Previously, our warning ban for first-time offenders was short enough so players at high ranks could return before rank decay kicked in. Now the penalty will last a full 30 days, ensuring that these accounts will decay. The penalty for a second offense is still a permanent ban. We take this behavior very seriously, so everyone only gets a single warning. I mean, makes sense. Career stats profile. We introduced the career stats page because there were a lot of players looking to dive into the nitty details of their match history, but that was a few years ago, and now we have lots of third-party partners that have created a ton of helpful detailed tools that do a fantastic job at capturing the same information, but more in depth or with improvement tips. We are still invested in finding ways to help players improve in League, like with our bot AI update, but as less than 3% of players use the career stats page, we are making the decision to remove it from the client. I mean, it makes sense, because no one really was using the client for this purpose, this from my knowledge. If you're looking for other ways to use the information, here are some third-party sites that we recommend checking out: QGG or PGG, League of Grouse. Yeah, all of those are nice. Let's check your network. Never seen this one. Honestly, I've never been really using Mobalytics, because to me Mobalytics is some old site for guides and stuff like that. Tracker network I will check out myself after finishing this video. Blitz.gg. I saw many advertisements for this site, but never really used it, to be honest. League of Graphs is top notch. One of the most simple sites out there, and the most detailed one. OPGG is an old OG site, kinda everyone knows it, I believe. So it's not even a name, more like a noun in League of Legends in a way. Utah.gg is a well-known site as well, I believe. But yeah, I mean, they're not that useful anymore since we cannot really check the lobbies anymore. I would also add OneTrick.gg is a very nice site, and probably LolVVV, and Gold.gg. Those sites are also nice, but they are more useful in terms of collecting specific data rather than checking your profile. Alright, Azir, base health regeneration and armor increased. What? We have some relatively straightforward chains for the dispatch, giving some more silence, particularly against physical damage opponents. Our last round of pro focus nerfs mainly affected him in solo queue, so we're rolling them back. I mean, those buffs are nice, but they kinda destroy the entire point of Azir nerf previously. As far as I remember, his previous nerf was targeting his health regeneration as well, so it's kinda controversial to me. Corki, Q mana cost and Q cooldown decreased. 80 at all ranks, that's a problem. Also, I noticed that Corki is not that popular last patch, I'd say. He wasn't picked that many times. He's still being played, don't get me wrong, but he's not too popular. Probably we should consider Emacs now. I'm not sure about this one, probably time will show. Katarina, Q damage increased, it's boss, flat damage and AP scaling. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, that's very nice. Shunpo damage is slightly reduced, but AD scaling isn't. Wait, it's not increased. It's just nerfed. Yeah, it's just nerfed. Never mind. Death Lotus on hit effectiveness nerfed. All right, so they nerf on hit effectiveness, and that's why they buff bounce and blade. It makes sense now. It makes sense. So they want to nerf an on-hit build, and at the same time slightly steroid the AP build. Keep in mind that on-hit effectiveness still slightly nerf the Nashortus build. Even if you go AP build, you still want to run Nashortus most of the times. Alright. Illusion, passive damage increased, Q damage decreased. Plus 5% CD. Piercing light, what do we have with piercing light? So minus 10 damage, that's all? Okay, it's only minus 10 damage, scaling remains the same. It's pretty much the same illusion. I wouldn't say it will give any serious difference. Orianna, Q flat damage remains the same, plus 5% AP scaling. That's nice. That's not something that will be a game changer for Orianna, but for pro play, that's nice. I mean, when the game is developing fairly slow, and you have time to get some items in, 5% that still can be something that will help you to execute the target while normally you wouldn't be able to execute, so that's nice. Kiana is getting some buffs. Wow. Okay, plus 3 armor. Okay, bonus damage to monsters plus 25%. Flat damage is buffed. Wait, it's buffed early but nerfed later as you level it. You normally max Q, so it's slightly nerfed for later stages, but the scaling is increased by 15%. Okay. Okay, Terra shape. Alright, so it's slightly nerfed. I mean, bonus on hit damage nerfed, but I think the main reason why it's nerfed is because they buff bonus damage to monsters, so they don't want to make you too powerful in jungle. That's why they nerf the on hit damage, but don't touch any scales. Makes sense. Supreme display of talent. Uh, uh, Wait, cannot be real. Minus 45% CD scale. I don't get it. What's the idea with ulti? R damage decreased, damage to monsters decreased. Okay. Miss Kiana in our Assassin's Sweep last patch, so her time is now. Kiana is in an odd spot where she is both very light skewed and late game skewed. That's true, which doesn't normally happen. We want to give her a much better landing phase, so we're trading some of her late game burst to get her there. As another goal, we want to give her some fringe jungle capabilities as well, so we anticipate there is more work to do before she's truly good there. I just don't entirely get the idea of the ultimate nerf. Kinda weird to me. Right, that should be the most interesting change of the patch. Well, basically Sienna is completely changed. All abilities except E adjusted. Alright. Base stats. Attack speed grows decreased by 2%, so we had 4, now it's only 2. Critical strike chance per 20 stacks 10 to 8% reduction as well. But those are the points we have to focus on. Healing scales of AD plus AP ratios plus lethality. Now it doesn't scale of lethality at all, but we have plus 10% of AD scaling plus 40% on AP scaling. So now it's totals up of 80% AP scaling and 40% AD scaling. Slow also scales better of AP. So how we can use it? I was theory crafting about it when I saw it initially, and I think that Senna should be played completely different from what we are used to see her. I think she's being changed to the point that, let's say, she's more of an enchanter support now than a damage dealing one. So Last Embrace slightly buffed, duration is slightly buffed, 0.25 seconds, whatever. It's honestly whatever. Ulti. That's another thing that we should pay attention to. AP scaling is increased as well. Shield power per mist collected matters, but it's not really changed. So things that we should pay attention to is AP scalings. What I think about is, by the way, Black Cleaver applies better now with Senna. But what I think about now is we should try like AP Enchanter Senna, and by AP Enchanter Senna I mean something like Echoes of Helia, Moonstone Senna. I know it sounds kinda wild and kinda shitty at first place, but I think it can work, so probably that will be somewhat meta this patch. Probably. Skarner. Base health increased. Once again, base AD increased. Bonus AD ratio increased. That makes sense because Skarner just got nerfed to the ground. The champion was too broken when he was initially reworked. He got multiple nerfs over the course of a couple of patches, and now he's getting his buffs back because, well, Riot just made him unplayable, and the champion was kind of an auto-lose when people were picking him. Unfortunately, even though I used Skarner support myself quite some time, after nerfs he became just way too bad. Salas. Base health increased, passive damage increased, W damage increased. Plus 25 HP, damage to primary target is increased by 5% AP scaling. Not too much, but still nice. Kingslayer. Plus 10 damage each level. Whatever. Honestly, whatever. The only change that I'm kinda happy about is HP pool. Plus 25 HP is not that much, but given the fact how aggressive Salas is as a peak, and they're addressing the fact that they just want to make Salas slightly more tanky in terms of HP because his W scales of HP now. So yeah. It makes sense. It totally makes sense to me. Syndra, ultimate damage increased. Damage per orb. 100. It's now 100. Basically plus 10 damage each level. I mean, that's not too much. That's not too much. Riot also don't want to overbuff Syndra because this is a very dangerous champion for pro play. If you buff her a little bit more than she needs, she will just become permaban and permapick. So yeah. Why? Q damage increased. Interesting. Actually interesting. Plus 5 damage. Not too interesting. Forget me. And plus 10 maximum damage. Honestly, whatever. Like, seriously, whatever. Plus 10 damage, plus 5 damage on Q, whatever. Wukong. Passive bonus armor increased, E bonus attack speed increased. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Plus 1 armor, that's not bad on Stone Skin, that's not bad. Extra attack speed on E. I mean, those changes are nice. They can kinda return Wukong. I don't think it will make him the strongest champion, but it may return him. He can definitely be playable now, I can see that, yeah. Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver no longer prevents champions from applying 2 stacks for basic attacks and abilities that apply after on-hit effects with Senna. Yeah, that's exactly what we discussed earlier, so you can apply Black Cleaver stacks faster now. Blade of the Rune King. Finally, yes, this item is getting nerfed. Not too much, but something. Minus 5% attack speed, minus 5 AD. What I really love, that at the same time, they buff plus 1% on hit damage for melee champions. And who normally builds Blade of the Rune King as melee champion? Because to me, it's only Aurelia who comes to my mind. Only she builds Blade of the Rune King as core item. And given the fact that she is not any strong now, any broken now, nerfing the item that she builds as her core would kinda ground her win rate now. So they're adjusting the nerf by buffing the melee damage. It makes sense. It makes sense. That's actually a very nice attempt to balance the item. So I get it. Doran's Blade. Alright, minus 20 HP, minus 0.5 lifesteal. That's exactly that I told you about solo lanes popularity. I mean, ADC's popularity on solo lanes. All of them are starting with Doran Blade, and Doran Blade kinda has to be nerfed. Honestly, I hate to see any like starting items being nerfed, but at the same time, I feel like it's little dumb. The Doran items are a no-brainer, especially Doran Blade. I feel like there should be variety when you want to start Doran Blade, when you want to start Longsword and pots, when you want to start Kal, when you want to start Boots of Speed. I feel like it shouldn't be a no-brainer. So yeah, that's a wise nerf, I feel like. Death timers and death guards. Again? Okay. 10 seconds level 1. Actually, wow. 10 seconds level 1. So now this strategy of like suiciding into enemy tower to reach back to the line faster is kinda nerfed. Because I remember some people were suiciding before level 7 if enemy team wouldn't be able to kill them to get the gold, so they die, but they save their time recalling and they will have home guards and they can return to the lane faster. So now you can... So now this strategy kind of worth it till level 6 or level 5. Level 7 it's too late now. Yeah, level 6 or level 5. Okay. Death guards. Decay movement speed over 5 seconds, decay movement speed over 8 seconds. But hold on. But that's actually above this strategy of suiciding to return to the lane faster. Once again, this strategy only works if enemy team cannot get a kill on you when you are trying to suicide. Fountain range. The range of the fountain for when Death Guard starts ticking down has been made more generous. Nice. That's actually a very interesting change. A very interesting change. Alright. That's interesting patch. I thought it would be just another tiny patch where nothing really changed, or at least like we got like slight change, like let's say this Senna adjustment. But realistically, dude, that's massive. That's, given how small is the patch, we have so many nice changes. Alright guys, we're done for now. See you in the next patch. So patch 14.17 will be the next one. Hope the god of RNG will bring you some luck this patch, and you'll grind up some ranks. And see you next time. Bye.